The creator economy is growing very fast, but it's only just the beginning.
Personally, I think TikTok is a chaos app where anything can happen. It's the wild, wild west.
Someone's not gonna like whip a nay-nay and then run to a lawyer.
They're so hard to find, they don't exist. And candidly, it's all bullshit.
Unless you're in these platforms every day, there's no need to make a decision on them.
That's not how people consume media anymore.
So instead of asking people questions and seeing how they respond, we don't do any of that. We strap these sensors to people's brains.
You can create great content, but it takes a unique individual to monetize.
Don't let the fact that we are a Black creator be the reason why you want to work with us.
We're sort of at the precipice of this golden age of creators.
Technology, whether or not tech giants want to admit it, can never factor out the human element that is required for all of it to work.
'90 was a big year in history. Nelson Mandela was released from prison, the Hubble telescope was launched into orbit, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air graced television sets everywhere, but most importantly, 1990 saw the creation of the World Wide Web. 30 years later, the internet has woven itself into the fabric of everything that we do. We use it to work, to shop, to meet strangers, to find love, to entertain ourselves, and to relax. The average adult spends about 24 hours a week online and at least 2.5 hours on social media every day. And those numbers continue to grow at an unprecedented rate, especially after the pandemic forced us indoors for over a year. The content that many audiences are consuming online is made by digital creators, also known as influencers. Over the last decade, influencer marketing grew from a nascent tactic into a $14 billion industry. In just a few years, the percentage of brands reporting that they have a separate budget for influencer marketing has increased from 4% to 59%. And businesses say that their return on investment is $5.20 for every $1 spent on influencer marketing. As influencer budgets expand year over year, advertising dollars are shifting from TV, film, out-of-home, and print. Television once eclipsed radio, and now social media is gaining steady ground over TV.
The concept of an influencer has always been around, right? So it was celebrities, it morphs into reality television stars, it then morphs into influencers, and now we're into the world of creators. And now, even on top of that, super creators who are entrepreneurs, who are building brands around themselves.
20 years ago, the people that everyone was watching or listening to, you were a celebrity, maybe you were an editor or a journalist, and maybe you were a news reporter. And those people were the ones that were giving us information, showing us what to do and how to do it, and really fueling the inspiration and the aspiration of most everyday people. Oh my gosh, unlock, guess what? My neighbors can inspire me. This person in a totally different country, but that loves the same album, and I found them through a hashtag, that person can inspire me.
I'm really excited to see the amount of media attention the influencer beat has gotten recently. There's finally, a decent amount of reporters on this subject. It's emergent, but it's so much bigger than people realize.
When you think of, what kids see today, they're not going to the traditional ways to find who their favorite stars are, who the celebrities that really resonate with kids today. They're finding those stars on YouTube. They're finding them through influencers, and they find this authenticity, and that's how they're able to connect.
Creators are building the next media companies, and I think that is such a powerful statement when we think about how the advertising space is changing, how we're consuming entertainment. Consumers are turning to creators for inspiration, entertainment, for education. Creators are absolutely changing the communication landscape. And if over 3 billion people are using social media and there's only 7 billion people on this earth, that says creators have a lot of staying power.
The people power, the capacity for everyday people to influence and inform is incredible. Business has not caught up with that. It is imperative in this era for brands to understand their purpose, understand their relationship and responsibility to community. And you can't do that if you don't have a relationship with human beings and with community.
The amount of creativity and how smart these kids are is often lost, right? From a brand perspective, if I can give you any advice, it's to let them do their thing and to fight for it internally. What people are used to is very structured scripts and ensuring that you hit talking points and that the output is very crisp and clean and 15 people get to review it and it follows a certain structure. That's not where we're at in media today. That's not how people consume media anymore.
Whalar actually conducted the first ever neurological study of the impact that influencer content has on the brains of audiences.
The purpose was to understand why Whalar's brand of influencer marketing works. Neuroscience is perfect for this because it measures emotional response and long-term memory encoding by going straight to the source of truth, the brain. We strap these sensors to people's brains and we get them to interact with various stimuli. So we tested influencer posts and compared responses with the TV, Facebook, and YouTube content from the same campaign. And the results were pretty impressive. So you can see the colors on the brain here. They denote the strength of response. So the blue essentially is very little brain activity. Green is average, red is strong, and pink is super, super strong. What we can see when we compare our influencer ads to our TV ads, there tends to be a lot of pink and red in the influencer ads response versus the blue and green of the TV ads. So just immediately we can see that our influencer ads are having a much stronger brain response than the TV ads. In fact, when we put some numbers on that, we found that our influencer ads are 277% more emotive than TV ads and 87% more memorable.
So think about a standard television ad, one that just says, "We here at this car company care about you." And what we see when we're looking at the brain waves of audiences is that's very green and blue, very low level of brain activity. Because why would a human care about a brand making a sweeping generalization and presenting a statement that they as a corporation care about someone? That does nothing to us. We are humans. We need emotional stickiness.
The internet made the whole world accessible and created a wealth of opportunity for new connections. The influencer industry launched with just a few people sharing their personal stories and recommendations. Today, billions of people look to the influencer industry as they make decisions about where to spend their money and how to shape their culture, their aesthetic, and their lifestyles.